Casio calculators. Like this one I have here, the FX991CW have this function, which is a spreadsheet, and many people wonder how they can use it. So in this video, I'm going to take on the task of explaining an application to you. Briefly, I'll basically explain how to use it, but we're also going to solve this exercise where we have to calculate the averages for Pepe, Lupe, and Tonio. So please pay close attention so you can see in detail how to use the spreadsheets on our Casio FX991CW calculator. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is press the button that says Home. Once we're there, we're going to look for the spreadsheet. See that it's right down here. So we're going to press here, and then OK. Now we have the spreadsheet open. Take a look so you can get an idea of how it works before we solve the exercise. I want you to notice that I can enter some numbers here. For example, I can enter a 5, I hit execute, and there you go, it's already there. I can enter, for example, a 10, I hit execute. I can enter an 8, I hit execute, and I'll go ahead and enter a 4 as well. So, as you can see, can we enter numbers? Really, here we have some columns and we also have some rows. Let's count how many columns we have. That would be column A, B, C, D, and E. Look, there aren't any more. It goes up to E, so we have 5 columns. Now let's see how many rows we have in total. To check, simply scroll up with the arrow to see it reaches 45. So really, we have a lot of cells, right? Since we have, I repeat, 5 columns by 45 rows. Well, I'm going to go back then. In all these little cells, just like in Excel, for example, we can enter numbers, but we can also enter formulas, for example. I can tell it the following. Look, I can tell it to subtract 5 from this number here and put the result here. So, in cell B1, this would be cell B1, right? Well, this cell over here is cell A1, right? All right, so I want it so that here in this cell, which is cell B1, it puts what's in cell A1, but subtracts 5 from it. That's what I want, okay? How do I do that? It's simple. Click where it says Shift, then click here. Since the equal sign is in the parenthesis, we click it and see it adds the equal sign. So I insist, to subtract 5 from what's here in cell A1, right? So we're going to enter that A1 just like that. How can we enter it? Well, we're going to press Shift and look for the A. It's right above the number 4 here. So press it and enter 1 now. I put equals A, 1 minus 5 as we agreed, right? 5, then we hit execute. Done. How much did I get? 0. Why? Well, because I'm doing what's here minus 5C. I'll put it a little higher. That was the instruction, right? This minus 5, and that's it? At this moment, I already got the result of what's here, which was 5 minus 5. That's why I got 0. So I can keep entering formulas. For example, now I want what's in this cell to be 2 times what's in this one, plus this other one. Okay, look, 2 times what's in this one, plus this other one. So, how would we do it? Well, we're going to put the equals sign, so let's press Shift, and then here is the equals sign, and we're going to put 2. For what's in this cell, which is cell A1, A2, so I'm going to press Shift, A2, And I told you, it was more or less good. I'm going to put minus whatever is in this cell, which is cell A3, right? So we press Shift, A3, done. We do the operation, just by clicking Run. I already did the calculation, so what did it do then? A, it multiplied this cell by 2 to get 20, then subtracted this cell. 20 minus 8 giving 12. So, as you can see, we can enter values directly here in each of the cells, or we can, as you saw, enter formulas directly. Okay, so how do I do it? For example, how can I calculate the averages they're asking for? I've entered these grades, 5, 10, 8, and 4, not Pepe's, and want to calculate his average. Here are 5, 10, 8, and 4, so the ones in column A are Pepe's, right? Let's enter Lupe's grades. Lupe has all 10s, so it would be 10, we go down, sorry, let's continue. In run, we enter the other 10 run, the other 10 run, and the other 10. We already know Lupe's average is 10, but I wanted to show this example so you can see it works correctly. With that, it should be easy to see the operation will work, right? All right, let's light an autumn candle, which are 5, 6, 7, and 10, 5. Enter 6, enter 7, enter or well, run, and 10, and run. All right, we have the grades now. Now I want you to put the averages in this row. I mean in row number 5. How am I going to do that? This is pretty interesting. Look, let's click here where it says Catalog. Now it's giving me a lot of options here. We need the option labeled Spreadsheet, so hover over it and click. OK. Now let's scroll down until we find the one that says Average. I have the calculator in English, so we'll select the one labeled 1000, which is the arithmetic mean. Click here. Sorry, I forgot the equal sign. Let me go back. It's OK. Now we'll press Shift, then Equal. There it is. We have equals 1000, so we continue. Remember, I use the equal sign to enter a formula. Now, I want it to calculate the mean, the average, from cell A1 to cell A4, right? That is, from the first value, which you can't see here anymore, but it was the one that was here before. Up to where? Should I use up to A4 or average those 4 values? Are we telling it that? We press Shift, click on A, and enter 1. Now it's set from A's. 1 next. We'll select where it goes up to, right? Select up to where it should go. We're going to click on Catalog again, then on Spreadsheet again, and we're going to select these 2 dots so we can set the range. Sorry, it goes from A1 to A4, so press Shift A4 and close it. Parenthesis. I'm already telling the formula, that's why there's an equals sign, to give me the average from A1 to A4. Just click Run and see. It already shows the average. You might think entering data into these cells is time-consuming, and I agree. But Casio came up with something interesting. Check out what we're going to do. It's really cool. Look, we're going to click here where it says Tools, right here, and now we're going to go down with the arrow to where it says Copy-Paste, just like that. So we select it, and it says to paste. Click. OK, so we go to the cell where we need it to copy, and just click. OK, see, it already gave it to me here in this cell. 5, the average of the numbers that were up here. I mean, Lupe's average, right? It was 10, wasn't it? Let me do the same thing again and click OK. Sorry, what I'm doing is copying the formula. Why am I copying it? I wanted to do the same thing, but for Tonio, since we put Tonio in column C, right? And well, if I want to exit, I can just move over here. Oh, sorry, I'm going to click this little arrow here, and it exits, okay? I mean, it stops copying. If I position myself above cell A5, you can see it shows the average from A1 to A4. If I'm in cell B5, it shows the average from B1 to B4. And if I place myself in cell C5, well, it's giving me the average from C1 to C4. And that way, we can calculate the averages. So that's it. We would have to copy the average for Pepe, which was 6.75, the average for Lupe, which was 10, and the average for Tonio, which was 7. All right. And with that, we would be finished. As you can see, it's pretty easy to use the spreadsheet on our Casio calculator. If you want to keep seeing more content like this, please subscribe to the channel, and also let me know down in the comments, what other function of Casio calculators would you like to learn? See you next time. Be good. Bye.